As Chrissy said, thank you so much. My name is Tim Olaore, and I direct the Leadership Residency and Internship Program at Adventist Health. And what that means is that I have a unique opportunity to build a pipeline of future healthcare executives. All right, so we get to partner with schools like William Jessup and some of our other partner schools to bring graduates on for a 2-year program where they'll learn different parts of the business, HR, finance, business development, clinical operations, and then transition into more permanent roles, and they're part of our pipeline for future executives, because recruiting a CEO is hard, okay, and it's expensive. So if we got folks that are already inside the pipeline, then it makes it a lot better for us. And then for the summer, for folks that are still in school, before they graduate, they spend 10 weeks with us in an internship program where we take that 2 years that the residents get and squeeze it into 10 weeks. All right, and so we have the opportunity to have Jesselyn last year be one of our interns serving in Hanford, and then you guys met with Sydney, who was our leadership resident out in Sonora. But that's what I do. But I'm excited to do things like this to talk to you folks about what we're going to be focused on today, which is impact. All right, which is impact. You guys have been talking about career week and calling week and how to position yourselves to be successful in the roles that you want to do. But just a little disclaimer, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a black church, but in black churches, who's been here to a black church? Raise your hand if you've been to. Okay, so this thing about black church is audience be interacting with the pastor. And I'm not a pastor, but if something tickles your fancy, you say yes, okay? If you agree with something, you say amen, right? I went to a historically black college, and if somebody is singing and the audience loves it, they'll be like, sing your face, girl. And some other folks are kind of weird, like, oh, we can talk back to the pastor? It's like, yeah. So I'm saying that to say, I want y'all to talk back to me, okay? If something vibes with you, I want you to say, yeah, or that's what's up, or okay, so I can know that you're engaged, all right? So for the pastors, the spiritual leaders, the teachers, you guys can close your ears for this question, but how many folks here go to parties? Transparency, come on, let's go. For my honest folks, yeah? All y'all liars out here, all right? But for those that are being honest, all right? For those that are being honest, you go to a party, you're having a good time, you know, you chilling. I know, we probably shouldn't have been going to parties and clubs in the last few years, but for those that snuck out, still made it happen. You're having a good time, you're vibing, the DJ's doing his thing, and you hear, what are you expecting to happen after that? You want that soul-crushing, ear-bleeding, gut-busting, like you need that drop, right? How annoying, thank you very much. How annoying would it be if you're out there and you just got anticipation, and 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 anticipation. You'd be like, yo, DJ, like, switch the song, or like, give me that drop, my boy, like. And that is the same effect that impact has, right? And I'm here to tell you guys today that the world is watching and waiting for you to give them that gut-busting drop, right? The things that you're doing, the efforts that you're making, that's that, and that impact that you have is that drop. And folks are waiting to see. And so we're going to walk through how you guys can understand impact a little bit better. All right, so we're just going to walk through. Oh, I have my clicker. That's me. Impact starts with me. All right? And I want you to repeat that because we're going to put this together later on. So when I say that's me, Impact starts with me. Let's go. I, that's me. Impact starts with me. One more time. I, that's me. Impact starts with me. Okay? Y'all keep it. Okay, I see. Vibe check. We're good. Okay. All right. So that's me. Right? You got to be able to own and know what your strengths are, what your talents are, the things that energize you, the things that come naturally to you, because you're not going to be able to impact or affect the world if you don't know who you are, what you're good at. She mentioned that online, I go by Mr. Meaningful Work on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Just search for Tim, Mr. Meaningful Work. If you don't have a LinkedIn, do something with your life, okay? Thank you. I got my 2 over here. Get on LinkedIn. But so I have this vodcast. It's called the Late Afternoon Show. And I asked all my guests, in lieu of reading their bio, I asked them, what are you famous for? What's your talent? Like, what's the thing that folks know you for? Either in your small circles or professionally in your large circles, what are you famous for? What are your strengths? For me, my talent, I'm a phenomenal storyteller. I'm not even going to humble flex. Like, I'm going to all the way flex. I'm a phenomenal storyteller. And I love tacos. Right, that's what I'm famous for. Like, I can eat tacos every day, every meal for the rest of my life. I tried it for a week. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. But let me ask you guys, if I was to ask you the question, I want audience interaction, raise your hand, shout it out. What are you famous for? What are your talents? What comes naturally to you guys? Sarcasm, let's go. That's a language in and of itself. Some folks don't understand. Man, I had to change my whole lexicon when I got married, like, because my wife doesn't do sarcasm, and I speak it fluently. And so it was like literally learning another language, but I feel you, girl. All right, who else? What are you, Art, what kind of art? Visual art, dancing, what? Drawing, there you go, very cool. Who else? One more. You're a comedian. Don't you love when folks say, tell me a joke? You're funny, right? Yeah, I can't. And then it's like, my face? What? You know? Nothing against you. You got a beautiful face, my brother. But once you know, awareness is half the battle. Do you know that there are some people who will go through their life and never articulate what their strength is? Never be able to verbalize and say, hey, this is what I'm good at. This is what is valuable to me. And you can't do anything if you don't know where step 1 is. All right, so that impact, and there's actually something I pulled out here. Gallup is a research company. They do employee engagement. They also have an assessment for strengths, right? And so they did this research, and they said, the analysis reveals that people who use their strengths every day are 3 times more likely to report having an excellent quality of life. 3 times more likely, just by using their strengths, right? 6 times more likely to be engaged at work, 8% more productive, and 15% less likely to quit their jobs. So as we're talking about career and calling, having an awareness of what your strength and talent is, I want everybody to just think about it. Some folks articulate it here, but I want you to think about, what is my strength? What is my talent? What is something that comes naturally to me that might seem like work to others, people, but it's easy for me? That is the difference between high productivity, low productivity, staying in a job, leaving a job, having an excellent quality of life and not having an excellent quality of life. So impact starts with me. One more time. That's me. Impact starts with me. Very good. Next is M. M, that's move. I know I got to move. Woo! You like that, huh? Right? You gotta move. So some folks might have that understanding. Okay, this is my strength. But then you stay static. You're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything with it, right? You guys all know the story in the Bible of the guy with the talents. He gives this one something, he goes and sells it and does a bunch of stuff, comes back from 5 to 10, from 3 to 6. And then the one guy, what does he do? Buries it, right? You have to be able to take that strength and talent and plug it into something. Plug it into something. So I want everybody to put their hand out like this. Hands out. I want to see palms. We're all the same color on this side, so let's see them. All right? All right? And I want you to take that talent that you have in your head. And physically, I want you to take your other hand, put it on your head, and pull it out of your brain and put it in your hand. All right? Now, in your hand, I want you to think, what can I plug this talent into today? Today, not tomorrow, today. If it's making people laugh, right? Who can I make laugh today? Who can I inspire with my drawing today, right? Who's gonna get a kick out of my sarcasm today? If it's analyzing, if analysis is your talent, like whose spreadsheet can I help out with, right? If it's networking, right? Who can I connect with today? You can connect with me on LinkedIn, that's a freebie for you. You know what I mean? Shameless plug, right? So that is the movement. You have to move, and you have to do that every single day, even if it's for 5 minutes. And we're back. So you take that strength, put it in your hand, and plug it in. You gotta move. You gotta do something with it. You gotta activate it, even if it's small steps every single time. All right? So M, that's move. I know I got to move. Am I moving around too much? Oh, y'all didn't. Yes, sir. So M, that's move. I know I got to move, okay? M, that's move. I know I got to move. Are we gonna switch it out? Yeah. All right. Is this off? Yep. All righty then. All right. So next is P. That's you. That's people, connections, relationships, trust. You can have what you're known for, your strength and your talent. You can have some way to activate it and move with it. But how many people have heard the quote, if you want to go far, go alone. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Somebody should tweet that. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Having people, rarely do you see successful people who have done it by themselves. I was recently talking to a group of nurse leaders last year up in Napa Valley somewhere, about 100 nurse leaders, about 100 nurse leaders, and I was talking about meaningful work. And I asked the group, and I said, how many folks here believe or have actually experienced getting their first job through an online application or just like applying on a job board? Probably 99% of them raise their hand, right? Like your first job, you're gonna apply and you'll get in. I said, all right, cool, bet. Second question, think about your job now. I'm talking to these nurse leaders, think about your job now. How many of you feel like you're gonna get your next job by applying on a job board? One person raised their hand. One or two people raised their hand. Why do you think that is? I want you guys to answer. Why do you think that is? Connections, relationships, trust. Your next role, advancing, getting to the next level, oftentimes is going to come from who you know, the relationships that you've built, the trust you've been able to build. And a very simple thing, we actually teach this to our leadership residents as well. Harvard Business Review has an article talking about the trust triangle, that there are 3 drivers of trust. One is logic, one is empathy, and one is authenticity. Those are the 3 drivers of trust. And you got to be able to know how to position yourself to be more trustworthy so folks can connect with you, but you can also recognize in other people if, they're being authentic, if they're being logical, or if they're being empathetic. And this is key because as you're connecting with folks, connection starts with trust, all right? And your impact is going to be activated when you're able to connect with people. So P, that's you. Together we'll get through. Let me remember my own thing. All right? P, that's you. Together we'll get through. Let's go, said P. That's you. Together we'll get through. Let's go. Then we move to A. Level up. Everybody say level up. You already know what's up. All right? A, level up. You already know what's up. All right? A is for advance. A is for advance. So yes, you know your skill. You know your strength. Boom, bet. You know what you need to do to activate and move. Boom, bet. You know that you have people and connections. All right, bet. But you got to be able to get better. You got to be able to advance. People want to feel progress, that they're doing something to level up, right? And you don't want that thing to be too difficult, like the task to get better to be too difficult, or else it's going to be like, I'm going to give up. I can't do that. And you can't have it too easy, because then it's like, this is boring. Don't want to do that. So it has to be just right. I'm going to show you an example of what that looks like, all right? So I'm going to put this right. No, the stage is right here. I'm going to put this right here and this right here. So if somebody told me, hey, yo, Tim, jump over these two things. It's like, bro, this is easy. This ain't nothing. I can do this all day, but I won't because it's boring, all right? But it's like, all right, bet, cool, Tim, jump over those. All right, sweet. Okay, I could do that. All right, do it one more time. All right, bet. Cool. All right, so you could do that. All right, how about this? Okay, I might back up a little bit. All right, let's go. It's like, all right, bet, Tim, you got that. All right, let's go, fam. Oh, unleash the beast. All right. Okay, let's go. It's like, all right, Tim, you think you balling? Oh, snap. All right, now we taking bets. This guy's about to bust his face on stage. All right. Oh, whew. Now, that's all for today, folks. But this was too easy. This was my potential. I can go this far. But if I started with this, then I'm like, nah, man, that's too much. But you take those small steps, advance, and level up little by little, and you get mastery in that skill. So A, level up. You already know what's up. Again, A. Let's go. All right, now we have C. C, cut the fat. We don't need none of that. C, cut the fat. We don't need none of that. Again, C. I like how you delayed this guy. Y'all hear that? It's like, C, cut the fat. Hey, I like that. All right, so C, cut the fat. We don't need none of that. Now, there is a tendency, you know your skill, you know your movement, you got the people, you're leveling up, but there's a tendency to try and do too many things at the same time, right? You're trying to do all of the things. When I was looking up the word priority, do you know that the original definition of the word priority, like back in the 1400s, it means the first thing prior to, one thing. It was probably after the 1940s that we coined the term priorities. You can't have priorities. There's no multiple first places. You don't go to the Olympics and it's all one. No, right? You have to have a priority. and not have things battling for first place. So you find your skill, you find your people, you find your focus, and cut out the distractions and focus on that thing. If you need to switch, switch, right? Move to something else and let that be your priority. I will tell you right now, I am personally, real time, guilty of this. I am doing way too much. I've got Mr. Meaningful Work, I got my full-time job, I got speaking stuff that I'm trying to do, I've got a course I'm trying to put out, I got all these different things, and I'm feeling, and I'm telling you this from experience, I'm feeling the burnout. That's what I've been actively trying to cut things out so I can focus on that area of strength. So C, cut the fat. We don't need none of that, all right? And then the last one, T, trust in truth. He'll take good care of you. T, trust in truth. He'll take good care of you. God activates all of this. He activates all of this. If you're confused and trying to figure out, hey, what is my strength? Ask him. He's got you. He'll let you know what it is. You know, who are the people I'm supposed to be connecting with? What's the action I'm supposed to be taking? How do I level up? Ask him. One of my favorite verses, you guys probably know it very well, Jeremiah 29:11, that says, I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord. Not for good, not for evil, to give you a future and hope. So he's got you. And if you need help, trust in that truth. Don't trust in the lie that, oh, I'm good for nothing. Oh, I have no purpose in this world. That's a lie. Trust in the truth that God's got you, and he'll help activate all of this. So T, trust in truth. He'll take good care of you. So I'm going to need y'all to help me with the beat. What was it? Boom, ka, boom, ka, boom, ka. Hey, hey, hey. All right, it goes, that's me. Impact starts with me. That's move. I know I've got to move. What's next? P, that's you. Together we'll get through. A, level up. You already know what's up. C, cut the fat. We don't need none of that. And T, trust in truth. He'll take good care of you. It's like that. So as you're thinking, I want you guys to go through this weekend, go through these, last bit of the semester and thinking about, ask each other, yo, how's your impact, fam? Right? Hey, sis, how's your impact? Right? And remember, it's like, all right, do I know what my strength is? Right? Am I connecting with the right people? Am I giving myself opportunity to advance? Right? You talk to folks like Christy and Mary over here and say, hey, how do I advance? How do I level up? Right? How do I cut the fat and not lose focus so that you can know you can have the impact that God has designed you to have in this world?